For lack of a better word tonight, I want to talk about pathways. Some people call them journeys, but I'm going to use the word pathways for a different reason, and you'll find out here in a couple minutes, hopefully sooner. I want you to think about three things as I do this video. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, Michael Jackson's Billie Jean video, and Daniel Torrance from the movie The Shining. All three of them had pathways that they created or went on. Like Dorothy went to the Wizard of Oz and she followed the Yellow Brick Road and found the wizard and found, courage and heart and brains and all those things. Michael Jackson's Billie Jean video, this one's a little bit trickier. You remember towards the end of the video when there's a set of lighted blocks that light up in the pathway, and it means nothing, really, but it's just a lit path of someone walking somewhere is what I see. Daniel Torrance from the movie The Shining. I don't know how many of you remember that video, and if you're younger than, I think about, well, it came out in the 80s, so if you're younger than 1980, it won't make any difference. But Daniel Torrance, if you'll remember, when his dad was going out to try and find him towards the end of the movie, Daniel went in a bunch of different directions in the snow, and he retraced all of his steps that went in different directions so that his dad wouldn't be able to find him. Now, here's how I'm going to try and tie these in a nice bow. If it's a little bit like a kid trying to tie his first bow and it's not pretty, forgive me. If there are big, ugly bunny ears, forgive me. Any journey to self-discovery, recovery, weight loss, coming to terms with your sexuality or an addiction, there's a path to it. And some paths are like Daniel Torrance in The Shining when he went all different directions to confuse his father so his father didn't find him. Because we get led in different directions, whether it's with diet, by, I'm on a path right now and I'm doing real well, but I want to cheat. And some of us keep cheating. I have to be honest. I've done it. I've cheated actually a lot lately. I'm not proud of that, but it's honest. But I'm starting to see where the path is that I need to go. So that's where the Billie Jean video comes in. It's not really lit up for me per se, but there's a straight line. And I'm starting to see where that straight line is. Just like I'm seeing a straight line with all you guys, ladies and gentlemen's pathways, where I've seen where you veered off, but I also know where you're trying to go. And I also know that even as you veer off to the right or left or in circles, I'm the one watching you that goes, I see what you're doing. I've been there. I can't necessarily do it for you, nor have you asked me to, but I'll do it with you, because I've been there. And Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, how this ties into pathways, sort of, at least for me. And again, forgive me. I've thought of this way too long, and I've probably just didn't sit down and make the video when I should. So I should have followed my own pathway and just plain went for it. Dorothy got misled by other people. And she met people along the way, along her own journey to find maybe herself. I don't know. I don't know all the subtleties of the Wizard of Oz, but in her journey home, which I guess is what the whole goal was, she met, as you know, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion. And all the three things that they needed, they always had. And so did Dorothy. So, to close this, hopefully, decently, whatever journey you're on, if it's to attempt to recover from addiction, which I know is not easy, I know people who've done it, and it doesn't happen like that, and if I could snap my fingers better, you would have heard it. It's not like instant rice. There's things you go through, there's steps. If you're coming to terms with gender identity or sexuality issues. I've been there too. I've been there with my disability. Who do I want to be? I don't know who I want to be. I just know who I am. I know I probably won't run the miracle mile in 8 minutes. I don't care. What I do know is this. I have never been in your shoes in any of your journeys, but I've seen your pathways, and I've seen where you've veered off and not meant to. I'm not calling anyone out and going, you could have done better, you should have done different, because I've been there. But I've seen where you went, and I know, more or less, I believe, where you want to go. All I want you to know is even though I can't do it for you, and no one's asked me to do that, and I understand that, but I will do my best to go through whatever journey you're trying to make with you, because at the end of the day, and all the way through, I love you. And if you're a guy and you can't handle that, I care about you. And if that's too much too, how about I like you? That's it. You don't have to go through any journey alone. I just want you to know that. I'm there with you, and you may not feel it, but anytime you want, my hand is there figuratively. Just give it a squeeze.